Hopefully people can hear me. I'm gonna have like 3 different windows going here. Okay, let's see what we can do here. All right, so put this up. Don't need that out. So for people who have never been to what I'm doing here, I'm creating an entire card game. And I'm just trying to make the cards live on stream and draw them. I started this one. I have a ton of other ones I've done, so let me show you guys for people who are new here. Like here's one called Xenodermis. See, he's also in the corner there, right? So this is one of them called Xenodermis. There's a few. Some video game artwork I'm working on for it. We got Nywind here. I'm working on for it. We got Nywind here. Oh, sorry. Had that going there. Don't want that. Okay. So there's Nywind. I'm just showing you guys a few things I've worked on, and then I turn them into actual cards and print them off into sheets here. They look like, I don't know how easy that, but I print them off, and then I have this machine that cuts them for me. These are like beta runs right now that I'm gonna do at Comic-Con. I have a ton of them. There's like, I gotta make 360 of them. There's about 60 sheets next to me right here. You can see that's 60 of them. Eventually they turn out to be stuff, I don't know how well you'll see this, but they turn out to look something like this a little bit. And maybe that's the... Just pull it out. Hopefully this sleeve doesn't have glare over it. A little bit. And it's probably kind of hard to see in the dark a little bit. Oh, they look like this. I'm trying to see if I can see it through there, but not really. But essentially, they print out pretty cool. Where am I hearing myself through? Oh, you can hear me? Cool. I had to fix something because... Trying to make sure... I close all the apps just to make sure I can hear myself, so... Monitoring's off and everything. Now I can't. But anyhow... I'm going to show you guys. These are kind of... I wonder if this will help at all. I don't know if that helps. That's better. So... Okay. They look like this as soon as I get closer done. They're a little hard to see right there, but... It's because of all the holographic reflection coming off of it. But essentially, I print these out into cards. Come on. I think I have some. I think this might be a pile. Oh, here we go. So here's like, it doesn't have the holographic over it yet, but that's kind of where I'd be getting to. And I'll show you what some of these actually look like with the artwork, but where you can see them better. But yeah, you get them printed out, and this game plays like more like it's a turn-based RPG than it does a traditional trading card game. So it plays very different. But yeah, basically I take all the artwork. So this is for people who are new here. And well, I just clicked on one and then I turn them into a card. So it'll come out like this, and they each have levels and abilities and stuff like that. And some of the ones I showed you were like Those are wind mons mostly. Or no, that would be, no, he's a lightning. So the one I was trying to show you was this one, which I did not too long ago. So it's called Cyberrune, right? So that's what Cyberrune looks like. It's pretty cool. But yeah, so I start off here, which I started this one on a different stream. And I did a lot of rough drafting with it when I was in there. And then basically, eventually, I get down to a point where they get to this. And I turn them into a card. And like I said, I got to print out 360 cards, which is going to be crazy for it. So that'll be interesting. But yeah, that's where we end up at. Get them to be cool art cards, and they can be collectible, and they can play a game, and it has mechanics and all these crazy things to it. It's very strategic card game. Seeing Hall's in here. If you guys are new, you can say hi. There's Hayla, I see the girlfriend. Hi. I just see everybody in here, so I'm just saying hi to everybody that drops in. Oh, well, I didn't mean to open two windows. Okay, so we're going to start drawing this thing, getting back to where I was. It started off very strange. I don't remember what. I think it started out like that. And I drastically changed it. So we'll take that hand out. So it went from this, right? This is where I started with a very, very rough draft of it. And then I got it to here. Which actually, a matter of fact, I'm going to take and I'm going to go Control-Alt-E and merge those layers. What I'm going to do is put this in a separate layer. And this is also a separate layer. I'm going to put this in the sketch main though, because this is how it started out. So when I take this group away, what did I do here? Well, we know what it started out as. So anyhow, we want this into a main. I'm going to call this main draft. Whoa, hello. Because this is my rough draft of it, and I'm going to put draft parts, because this is where I started it, right? I got to this point where I was at. So now, anyhow, now we're going to try to do some line art on it, and then see where I can hit. And then hopefully, fix my mic. Oh, I keep hitting now. Okay. I don't know how I keep hitting myself on there. Okay, so anyhow, we're going to try to do some line art on this and then see how it comes out. So I like to do a 5 on these typically when I do them. I really like this like Pokemon style like line art brush I found. Got to let me click in there. Oh crap. I really like the Sprigatito brush, as they call it. I have a million different brushes in here. Anyhow, so I'm going to set some smoothing on this because I know I'm going to have to follow the line art and make it a little finer of where it needs to be, right? So I'm going to have to use that and try to follow that. Oh man, I got to move this chair in. I set this to scroll. I got to add another layer. I really don't need to know my audio settings right now. We're going to do ink or line art or whatever anyone wants to call it. Okay, so now I'm just going to go over what I have here and basically ink in everything, right? And that's how we're going to go about this. And I set my scroll wheel by accident, so let's set it to zoom. That's what I want. We're going to do, this is why we smooth it out. Now, I'll probably change these little drip-offs once I get further in there. But for now, we're going to start here. And it'll all depend how it looks once I get to that point, right? So. And I might not even have hard line art on this, but we'll see what happens. Traces. I forgot I did this here, but I didn't know if I liked it, right? Let's zoom back in. We go over. I pressed a little too hard. Just get tracing. It's basically like tracing and tracing your own artwork, you know. This is why you keep your smoothing on. Okay, and this is why we have our smoothing on right here, right? Because we want to make sure we're getting the best lines possible as we can for the card game itself, right? I'm going to take that out. Make sure I'm still on my line layer. Perfect. See, when I first did these, they were more rounded fingers, but I didn't like that. So I wanted to be more clawed-like, right? They're sharper at the ends. And so these Mons are like, whoops, what they are different, they're different creatures from different worlds. They're not from Earth. So they look the way they do because that's how they look. And they can come in many different things. I have some drawings of some other ones I did that eventually I'm going to get back into. I drew these a long time ago, but I'll probably go in and refine them. But like this one's a freaking house that looks like a monster. It's hard to see. Let me bring it down. Maybe the light is too reflective on the paper. Bring it back maybe. Let's see here. Just watching myself. Well, it's a house. Maybe this will help. But you can say that's a house. And then I drew this other one. It's a werewolf. But they look different because they're aliens from different planets. So you can see a lot of crazy different things with these once I get further in. But I haven't done these in there yet. I drew those a long time ago before I just started doing more digital art. But I kept them because I was like, oh, those are pretty cool. So I might as well keep them, right? Because I think if I keep them, I can turn them into something cool. It's just going to be about figuring out, like, if I want to keep them the same or what I want to do with them. Get that finger. Bring that in. Bring this down. Now bring that out. I keep that one like that. I think I'll do it like that. That'll work. I like that so far. You got these little hooks I did here. This probably won't be perfect, but it'll be close. It's gonna look very strange with the line art they typically do. They don't look like when you first do them, right? But once we start adding color, the shading style I want to do, we'll see some cool things happen. But I don't even know if I'll keep the hard line. So when I do the color, I might use the color and then maybe just turn the opacity down or start racing lines out. I'll find out once I start getting further through that, right? So it's got a big old head. Cool, there we go. Just keep going here. See, I've playtested this game already too, and I have a video game I'm working on for it as well. I haven't gotten far in the video game, just mostly UI art, which I'll probably start testing some sort of code on it and see what happens. Okay, got here. Like I said, it doesn't play like a regular TCG game. It has elements of it, but it plays more like a turn-based RPG. So you got to be more strategic. Its games are stay really close. And if you ever think you're going to win, you might not. And I have a way you can play test this. I probably should have put it somewhere. But it can be play tested with Tabletop Simulator. If anybody owns Tabletop Simulator. Oh, I know what I did here. Actually, I'm going to actually do this. So I almost want it to stay perfect. Oh, ellipse tool. I'm going to do a new layer. Go Control T as soon as I can move it. I'll just Control D. Do a brand. Let me make this layer big, because you can always make something smaller in Photoshop, but never bigger. Because you can always make. Oops. Keep doing that. So let's see what we can do here. So I'm gonna do stroke. I'm gonna do 3 pixels at first to see how big it is. Control D. Because it's always strange, right? That's the thing about doing. It might look, you know. Oops. Let me get it in, like. Make it just a tad bit. I'm gonna go down. I think that'll work. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, cool. So now, yeah, that'll work. Okay, cool. So now, why do I keep doing that? Sorry, guys. All right. I'm going to go Control C, Control V. I'm going to copy this one. I'm going to try it. I'm going to go right there. And it's not going to match it perfect because I'm trying to just keep the circle. This part I won't actually need. This part's going to be a highlight, actually. So I don't need to do this because when I do the circle here, it's going to be a highlight, right? So I don't really have to worry about hitting the highlighted part. Okay, so what we're going to do is we have that now, right? So it's probably going to look weird right now. I have 3 different circles, but eventually I'll combine them. It looks very strange right now. Don't look like much, but wait until we start shading it. Then it'll come into play, right? I actually think... No, I keep that there. Once we start shading it, it'll look a lot better. It looks strange right now, right? Oh, what did I do here? So, now what we're going to do, go back to my pen tool. It's a stamp tool. And I have to go back to my ink layer. And just going to come in. Right? I don't want to do it right there. I probably want to hit off the edge here. Come around. Come off this edge. Come down. I'm going to zoom in because I can see when I go to color this, and I want it, which it won't matter because his hand is, but I don't want it to go outside the line art either. Okay. And it's cool if I go a little bit over, right? It's not a big deal. I'm just trying to match it as close as I can to what I drew the first time. Here. Do that line. That one. See, I wanted it like dripping. I'm going to actually come over that way and make that a little thicker on that, right? Come here. Come up. Connect that. Come this way. Oops. I already do that because I kind of messed that one up. Come around. That. Come down. Go up. So see, we're going rolling here, getting different things in there, getting the ink done on it, so it really helps bring it back out. Once we get the shading done, that's where it's going to matter the most, right? The shading, the color, it'll turn it more into the style I'm looking for. I didn't even go to the eyes. I just skipped right past them. Okay. Which, I mean, that's not a big deal, but one of the easiest ways for me to possibly do this is actually to, which I did with some of this, you just literally copy and paste it over, because then you have the same proportion. proportions. Sometimes I do that, depending on what I was trying to do. Oh, perfect. I want it, but just trying to get as close as I can. And I think what I'm gonna do actually is I am gonna copy and paste this eye over, because I copied and pasted it off of that one the first time I did it, right? So it's gonna take some of the ink layers with it. Actually, an easier way is just to use my lasso tool instead of trying to just use a lasso tool. Oops. I won't take it with it. Control C, Control V. All right, we're gonna drag it over. Oops. Control C. No. Control C, Control V. All right, now I'm gonna just go Control T, so I know that I'm moving. Cool. Now we're gonna flip it. Where flip it horizontal. I'm gonna say that's about right. Control. All right, cool. So now, slowly getting there. And I got these little mouth cut proportions in it, right? It's cut little cut pieces in its mouth. So now let's see what we can do with the mouth, right? So let me go back to my ink layer, and then what I'm going to do is I'll combine these into the layer, so that way it's all merged together at some point. I gotta go back to the brush tool. Let me get that. And we're gonna come down here. Oops. I'm gonna come right here. There. Here. There we go. Come over here. There. There. See, and I intentionally did these kind of wavy because I want it to feel like, you know, it's this swamp, muddy type creature. Now we're just inking it in. And we're going to go down. Come up. And we're going to go around. Go up and down. We're just taking a roller coaster here. So I didn't want his teeth to be perfectly lined because, like I said, it's this swampy, muddy type creature, which I'm gonna erase a little bit off that edge back there. And so I don't want it to be perfect, right? I'm not looking for it to be perfect to whatever. That works. A little bit off that edge. Okay, cool. Okay, now we're gonna come back in. Down here. Up here. Loop-de-loop. Right there. Bada bing. Looks like a heart. Wasn't meaning for it to be a heart, but it looks like a heart. Alright, so now we got this line here. And I'll play with these lines too. I'll probably take pieces out. And what I mean is not entirely take the piece out, but I'll like erase little lines in it. Whoops. That's an easy fix. Instead of just going all the way back there, we're going to just erase it back right about there. Oops. Zoom in. Down. I'm still pretty close. Okay, it could work actually. Not trying to get totally there. I'm gonna move this right here. Go back. Come around. Come around. There. Oh, my hand's getting all weird. Move my hand all crazy in there so it feels a little weird. Yeah. Oh, that's fine. Easy fix. Zoom in. Go over. I'm going to erase it off just a hair. I didn't even touch the line anyways. There we go. Now we're inside the line. Alright, so now let's do a line here. Here. This line here. And that one. This bad boy. That one. That one. Here. Across. And this is why I have the smoothing on. To keep everything a little smoother. That. Do that. And do that one. I think I will do these 3 lines. I mean, I don't have it here, but I think it'll be okay not being there. Oh, that's not what I want. I kind of like this double hoop thing I did here. That wasn't even intentional. It was like a whole accident in itself. Now, we're inked up. So now, take that out, and we're inked up. Doesn't look too bad, actually. This eye looks a little funny right here. I think I might have to... Well, it won't matter because it's going to be a black circle. So, I just have it there to kind of prep it better in itself. Okay, Control E, we're going to go... See what piece is this. I gotta hide this layer, just a sec. Alright, so let's go I, L for left. And then this will call center I. Mess that, that's right. And then we'll call this, let's call it pup for people. Now, what we do is we put these in a folder. And I'm going to do this as ink layers. And this is how I stay organized, how I like to do it. Because I think it keeps the layer organized, it keeps everything flowing. Oh, hey, Oni, how you doing? Sorry, I just saw you in here. I wasn't looking up yet. Nice to see you in here. Alright, so now I'm going to take that off. And there we go. Got this little muddy looking creature, right? And that's what we're going with. I'm going to roll with that one because I think it looks very cool. Okay, now we're going to start applying some color, and I think my best shot here is to look at, like, I'm going to type in raw, or I'm going to type in mud. Let's do this. Mud images. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use these images. Oops, not for that. As the color, I'm gonna use it for my color. I'm gonna see like what kind of tones it gives me. Pretty good, pretty good. Oh, thank you. Yeah, this is a new one I'm working on. I worked on it last stream not too long ago. I just was fixing my PCs to be a better setup, so I put different graphics cards in them and more fans and stuff, so I could get, because my old streaming PC had very old hardware in it, so I kind of gave it an upgrade so I'm able to stream a lot better. So let me save image as. We're gonna go to my desktop. Let's do a new one. We'll go. We'll call this reference photos. So what I'm really using it for is I want to use the mud. I'm going to try a few different ones. Like this one has different tonal mud colors in it, right? So I'm going to try that too. All right, so what I'm going to do, don't need that now. I need this right here. I'm going to drag one of them in. I'm just going to drop it. Oh no. No. Don't need that. Okay, there we go. I'm going to put it right here. Just going to hit enter. Because that's going to be a reference. And this one's going to be a reference. That one is ginormous. Now what I'm going to figure out when I do this is which brown tones do I like, right? So I almost like this top one right now. Nice. A few streams ago. Yeah, that'll definitely happen with horribly optimized games. They will make your PCs go a little crazy from time to time. I haven't played a game on my PC in a while. I will at some point, I think. Well, I play Tabletop Simulator, so I guess I can't say I haven't played it in a while. Where's my color picker? I'm not sure if I like this brown or not, but I do like this. I do like, it's almost, let's see. There's that lighter brown. So there's that really dark brown in there, right? And the way I do this is a little different than like somebody else would do their art, right? So if I was doing like game dev assets, it depends, I guess, so because everybody's going to have a different style. If it's pixel art, it's going to be different. For me, what I personally like to do is take one color, set it in there, and sometimes I'll offset it with other colors that are shaded in. But most of the time I do like almost like an anime style shading. Yeah, absolutely. I have the game up there. I've just been adding more cards to it. I'll probably play with the rule sets more, but it is a very interesting game the way it plays. It plays very interesting in the fact that from what I've tested so far, games stay really close. I thought there was points I was going to win, but I absolutely lost. And it's just crazy how it plays out, because you think you're going to win even if you have a boss on it, and then it doesn't work. And you're like, what? So there's a lot of cool things to it that I still have to play with. Cards I know I got to add still that, because it feels like sometimes defense could be strong, but it's really not, I guess. It's just I need another way to take out defensive mons, because they're tanks, so they're built to be tanky, right? So I've created ones like this one, for instance. that just bypasses is it him? It might be him. I don't know why his looks so weird. Oh, this is the old one. That's why. Okay, I know what I'm looking for. Hold on. It's because that is the old one. I'll show you what I did, for example. Not new. File. Open. Where's he at? This might be him. Nope. It is him, but it's not. It's not the right file. Just gotta open. There's. Now, I don't want to open. Oh man, I forgot where I even saved it. Not there. Not here. Those are all cutting files. Where did I save it? Dang, I don't remember where I saved it. That's always fun. Not remembering where I save stuff. Oh, I know an easy way to do it. There we go. So, it has this ability, it's a penetration rule. So it can penetrate defensive mons. It can just penetrate straight to their health. Which is cool, because that helps. Because most of the time when you attack in Monquest, if you attack a mons that's in defense, right, then you subtract the difference of their attack, but the attack obviously has to be stronger than the defense. You subtract the attack and defense, and then you take that difference from their HP. But now there's mons like this where they can actually penetrate straight to the HP. And it only does 20 damage, because I don't want to make it where it's just its straight up attack knocking its HP every time, right? Because I thought, oh, if it does, it'll just instantly knock them out. So, or wait, no, sorry. It's a straight up attack. But it depends on it, because like this attack does 20, but it depends on the mon's level. That's why. He's like a mid-tier mon. So yeah, he's going to do 145, but it won't matter much if you have a mon like Xenodermis in there. There ain't like, oh, here you go. I mean, you wouldn't play Nywin in defense, but he has 480 defense. So he might penetrate through, but he's still got 550 HP. These are actually new cards I made. They're called anomaly cards. So they look different than the normal cards, right? But there's some cover art for the video game I'm actually working on for it finally. But anyhow, I should probably keep making them on. That's a little bit about it. But then you can penetrate defenses like... Here's the thing about defenses. If they get paralyzed, right? They're stuck in defense. They can't do anything. So you can do poison damage to them. You can put them to sleep. You can do a lot of different things that really counter that still. And I thought at a point when I was playing that my boss mon would win. And that player had 2 low-level mons and still beat me towards the very end. So that's a cool thing, is you can never expect yourself to win the game, even if you think you're going to win, because you never know what's going to happen, which is very cool. I added like a hand system where, so it keeps the game going, where you draw cards, and it happens like if you don't have a mon low enough to play, instead of stalling the hand out, right? Because that happens in games, TCGs, you usually have stalled hands, and then that player might shift the turn back to them. Well, instead, you draw a card, and if you don't have a mon low enough in your hand, you can make the decision to discard a card out of your hand, or give up battle points, 10 battle points, and then you can draw another card until you do have that a low level enough mon to summon on the field if you don't have any mons. I changed item cards around a little bit and what they do. So like this one called Ring of Singularity I have in the game can destroy any mon on the field. But the cool thing is it doesn't apply it's called an action phase, or an action rule is what it's called, during the action phase. So because you're not healing or you're not altering any kind of health or battle points or AP, which is attribute points, then it doesn't end the mon's turn because you're just destroying the card, but the player will still lose the amount of battle points that mon had as their set battle points for you to lose. But because you're destroying it, it doesn't end the mon's action phase. So that's where it plays like a turn-based RPG, because you think when you heal a character in your party, it goes to the next character's turn, right? So it's kind of like that. Agreed. All good TCGs have abilities that change the tide at any moment. Yeah, so that's where a lot of that came in because I was running into stalled. Don't care for Lorcana gameplay. I haven't actually seen Lorcana gameplay yet myself. Whoops. I played a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh as a kid and Magic the Gathering growing up. I played some Pokemon, but a lot of that's changed over time, you know. And so I personally didn't want my card game to play like a lot of those. Yeah, they take elements from them, but I didn't want it to fall under that, you know, okay, this is Magic the Gathering, or this is Yu-Gi-Oh, or this is, there's mechanics that are kind of in there, but like at the end of the day, like I said, I was so more inspired by video games that RPGs were my favorite growing up, that I turned it more into a turn-based RPG, because that's how I wanted it to feel. I wanted it to play like that, and it does, and it's really cool because it really shifts the tide of like card games and how they play, and it's very different in that sense, and I like that. I think that's something kind of, you know, TCGs need, or anything like that. Okay, don't know what that was about. They don't have any counterplay, at least yet. Right, okay. Yeah, see, there's a lot of counterplay in Monquest. That's what's cool. And my buddy thought like the status effects would be broken, but they're actually not. That's what makes it cool. Is I thought, okay, let me try it out, but they're not broken, which is crazy. The thing about Monquest, what I realize is there's always a risk to doing something. There's like boss mons are high risk, high reward, because if you lose them in battle, you lose a lot of battle points. Lower level mons, they're low risk, you know, but they also can die quicker, so they can get knocked out of your play faster. You know, poison and sleep and paralyze. The cool thing is, even if somebody has a powerful mon on the field, you can paralyze it still, and that's where you got to have item cards to take those away, or abilities. So there's always something changing the dynamic, which I think that's the one thing I liked about how Monquest plays right now, is because it's just so unpredictable of what a player's going to do, and it's not, you just never know, which is cool. And that's how I found out during playtest, is you really just don't know what's going to happen, which is wild, because in a game stay really, really close for battle points. You're like, dang, how's this game so close right now? So it's pretty cool. I just didn't expect it to turn out the way it did when I was playtesting, you know? The TCG I'm designing is also the same in that aspect. PvP versus PV2, V3 is the setup of mine. Okay. Whoop. Mine's just it's a 1v1, or you could do 2v2s. It's all on how, you know, you you plan around it. It's interesting. Like I said, I'm still developing into it, and you know how that goes. You're gonna change a lot of things when it comes to any kind of game design. It's always gonna change. That's why I still hold on to like GDDs, because I don't know, and I haven't really made GDDs for this game, but I have like a file bin of like things I did before, or I keep track of what I did before, right? I still have some of the older rule books and stuff like that, and I keep track of that for Monquest here. Yeah. Echoing out. Echoing out. Okay, sorry, I'm looking in the each studio thing, even though I could just look at Streamlabs here. It seems commenting. Okay, let me get these. Oh, cool. The chat bar does work on the side there. Okay, let me go to the colors here where I was at. I was using the color picker, right? We'll play test Monquest sometime. You just let me know when you got time, anytime, and we'll play test it. And I have the rule books in there, and we can try different things. And it's always going to help me figure out how to make it better, right? You tried going to GameStop yet? I'm curious how it went. I put that coin game. Oh, okay. I would. Going to GameStop for what now? Something happening there? I remember the car or the coin game you were telling me about. I'm gonna zoom in because I think I like this brown. I don't know, maybe I should make them lighter. Like lighter and then darker brown spots. I'm gonna try this brown. I'm gonna go W. And he's right here, so I'll just do this. Go G. I'm gonna add a layer. Control D. Oops. So here's what I'm gonna do. Select inverse. Except for I do not want to do that because that's actually on the ink layer. That would be a no-no. Select inverse, G. Oh no, I lost my brown. Color picker. I'm gonna go right. I want make a little bit darker. We're gonna try that. Now we're gonna move this layer back above it. Control D. Now that works. To a game shop like wait. No, I haven't yet, but in June, I'm doing Comic-Con, and I'm actually going to bring a bunch of packs with me, like booster packs I have made that are beta packs to sell them, and then I actually am going to have people, I'm going to have 15 to 20 minute sessions where people can actually play the game, and I have quick rule books and everything for it. Because I tested it enough myself in Tabletop Simulator, I played a lot of it. I think I played like, I can't remember, I have to look. It's like 70 hours of play testing, which I'll probably go play it again just because it's fun for some reason. It just turned out to be fun. I was like, well, I guess I did something smart there, and it turns out to be fun. But yes, people will get a play test. I've had a few buddies play test it with me already in Tabletop Simulator, and that's how I was able to adjust more things. But playing it by myself, I got to see, that's a nice thing about TTS is you can see what works, and that's how I found out the stalling hands was a big thing there, because there's a lot of stalled hands, and that was something big I changed. The defense, that was another thing. Not being able to attack battle points directly was another thing. So there were things I changed in there thanks to Tabletop Simulator that really helped me understand what I needed to fix. And I tried to break it, but I could never, there's nothing that ever really broke it. And I think that's because I don't have like continuous combos of things. You can combo things and chain them, but there's nothing that's really continuous that's going to break the game essentially. But I have play tested it a lot with like a few friends, by myself. But when I take it to Comic-Con, that's going to be a really good way for players to experience the game, build a community around it, but also for them to help me develop the game even further. And that'll be the nice thing, because then it's going to really open the door for me to do a lot more. I don't like how bright this light is, honestly. I think that'll look better. The coins are fun, but the tiles can be a bit annoying. Okay, they shuffle around a bunch. Okay, yeah, that'll happen. That happened a few times in Monquest. So I just had to make the rule book. I had to reword things in the rule book or stuff, or there are things I had to change, like that, to kind of help players understand it a little more. Which I know you'll get it, because you're like me, designing. We literally come from game design backgrounds of, like, I went to school for, I don't know if you did, I went to school for game development, game design and game development, and I took 3 years of college in it. And so that's why, like, I design games the way I do, but you understand a lot of that. So I know that you'll come up with ways to break those barriers and really find ways to make things better for them, right? I mean, I've watched your streams, you have great ideas, and then you implement them, and so then you think of ways around it. So I know you got it. I know you got it in there. I'm gonna make this white around it. Yeah, absolutely. It's hard to do a lot of them at one time, especially when you're indie. Like we're indies, so we can't really like always try to do all of it at one time. It makes it very, very hard for us to do when we're indie. So I totally get that. I don't know what I would want to do here. I didn't want to do that one. But yeah, I totally get that. Being indie, it makes it very difficult to try and do all that at one time. That's why most of what I'm trying to do right now is really just finish the card game. Then I'll come back and do a lot of the video game. Sorry, I was trying to think of the words there. Once I get there, I'll do a lot more of the video game. But right now, my focus is just like you. It's on one thing. I tried to make a card with people on stream with the chat. It was a mess. And that'll happen. Absolutely. But it's also good. The main thing I realized is a game designer, as you're designing the game, you're going to run into problems, right? Why does it do that? But anyhow, you're going to run into problems, right? For the most part, when you're still designing a game, it's really going to come down to what you do until you get to the point where you really do need a lot of help from people on stream to help you. And maybe not so much designing it at first, but once you start implementing mechanics and stuff, then that's when it's going to get a little more difficult, because then you're going to be like, oh man, because then they'll notice things you won't, because they'll break the game for you. But as far as like art or what you design at first, that's really going to come down to your implementation and how you proceed with it, because you understand what you want from it, right? I know it's a lot. The coins originally were a promo item for my video game, but it became its own project, and that's exactly how it starts. A lot of the time. This started out as something completely, well, it was a card game, but it was completely different in the sense of that it started out different as a different kind of card game. I had a different name for it. Things were kind of the same, but they weren't. That's usually how those projects start out. You know, they start out in ways you don't expect. Let's zoom in here. I don't care if I go a little bit in the eye, because that's all going to get turned to a different color as well. We're going to go E, or whoops, and E, W. Sorry, Control D. Now go W. Go inside here. I got to decide what color I want to make this. I could try red. I'm going to try green. I almost feel like a green. Maybe like a brighter green, right? We're going to go G. Go here. Control D. Ooh, got the white in there still. Oops. We'll just go back to brush tool. We'll just color over. I'm going to turn the smoothing off. That's what's screwing me up. And I'm just using my mouse right now because I don't really need to use my drawing tablet, because this is going to be a solid color until I start shading it. It's looking pretty cool so far, right? Yeah, it taught me to guide the direction more. Yep, having people help from nothing was so crazy. Yeah, that's tough. It's always tough. Like, it's good they help, but it's tough when you first design things, because it's a lot different of a process. You know, like, I go on Twitter and I see people say some wild things. I'm like, but that's not how game design works. Game design is very different than what most people see, you know, from the outside looking in. It's not quite what people think it is and how it works. It's very different. There's a lot of things behind the scenes, and it just takes a lot of work to sit down and be like, well, how do I want to do this? It's a lot. I see a lot of people on Twitter like, oh, this, that. I'm like, no, well, you see, I wonder what this would look like. I'm going to try a dark brown. So I like how I'm using this as my color picker. So I'm going to try this darker brown. Right, we're going to G. Okay, I think color picker again. I think like this, but what I'm going to do, I almost want it like a black brown, but I don't. But there's only one way to find out. Go for it. Maybe black is the way. Let's see. Or we could try them lighter. I'm going to try them lighter really quick. Lighter almost looks cooler. I was trying to design a fun supportive healer, and the chat kept wanting a designer ranger attack. Yeah, see, and that gets tough because you know what you're trying to design, and you know how it's going to work in the system, but that's where it gets tough. Designing and you know, having players test it, or two different things in a sense, because you really know what you got first. So that's where it's going to be the roughest at first. Yeah, so they're like eye holes on him. He's got an eye right there. I don't even know why I called it a he, because they're creatures that don't have any like they don't have any like sexes or anything like that. They're just creatures. I'm just trying to get a brown that I really want. I think looks like that looks all right, right? That lighter brown kind of looks a little bit better. So I might maybe go for that. What is that one? I'm gonna do this. Control A, Control C. I'm gonna scoot this over just a hair. I'm gonna try it again. Yeah, kind of like that. There we go. See, their eye. Yeah, so their eyes. So now I'll do the mouth with it. They're kind of very similar. We'll see what happens. And I could make it darker. Let me try darker. I'm going to try two different things here. This is where it gets fun, because then you just start playing with things and you're like, what works here? What doesn't work here, right? Alright, so I can easily take the color picker. Whoop. Made that mistake, alright. Let me just try straight black and see if I like it. I think a straight black might just work. Oops. Not yet. Not on this one, at least. I have tried it for a few other ones. I might try gradient. Let me see something. That gives me an idea now. Now that you say that, that gives me an idea. It's just because of how I do the style of it first, right? So a lot of the times I just lay a flat color out, and then I shade over it in more of like this anime style kind of shading where, and you've probably seen it. It's like I don't know how to explain it exactly. You probably know what I'm talking about. It's not like a, you know, it's not like, okay, let me show you. So here we go. We'll just open Cyberrune here. So like, I have some different tonal shades on here, but what I do is I have this, I mask it, right? So if I take it off, it's the same layer masked, but then I take the mask layer and I use the white and blacks and I bring the lightness down, and then that's how I create these shadows instead of just like shading one arm darker. It does have darker colors, but I did it the first time where I layered it like this, and that's typically how I go about that art style. But I have gradients like you're talking about on some of them that I have tried. Time you'll do gradients, others I'll keep a cell shade. Yeah, so that's what I've and it's all because, you know, how you want your style. Like, I just want the style not to feel too realistic or something like that. And so I just stuck with more of this kind of cell shaded look. Yeah, I think it looks good with black eyes, actually. I think the black eyes look really good. I just have them named Mud right now. I don't actually have a name for it. It's just called Mud. I'll come up with a name later, but Mud's the best I could do right now. Because I was just thinking Mud in my head, and I was like, what do I do? I have an idea. You know, okay, this was my idea actually when you said gradient. Let me do this. When you said gradient, I thought about this right here. The eye. So let me go to my gradient. Let me do, I think I'm going to keep it that green color, right? I'm going to try, let's try this. Yeah, see, that looks cool with that gradient eye. Okay, I really do. I like that. Ooh, I really do like that. That's a lot more life to him. Little mud, yeah. So, this one I haven't decided what its abilities are, but because I have status effects, it's going to apply like a paralyze, basically, in a sense. I haven't decided quite yet. It basically can hold enemies down. Little mud. Make big mud too. I like that. Okay, see, you said gradient. See, so I was like, all right, let me. So I thought about putting the gradient on the eye was really cool. I did forget a line though here, but I think I'm just gonna keep it like that. I'm gonna take some more. I think I'm gonna take. So, all right, here's another idea. The darker browns will really come more when I do some other stuff, but I'm gonna try to take some of these lighter browns. I think this is a lighter brown. Let's make sure. Let's take a brush. Oh, that's gonna get me. Oh, there it is. Okay. So now what I want to do, and I can take, and I'm gonna use this cool airbrush. I like a basic airbrush. This Ross draw pens. I really like this airbrush here. I'm gonna lower it. We're gonna try 45s. It's not too big. Yeah, when you said gradient, I was like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna try this little gradient eye on it. So what I'm gonna do, just in case I don't like it, I know some people when they do game asset art, they sometimes color on the same layer and blend things in, but I'm not gonna do that just in case I don't like it. I mean, you know what I'm talking about there. I don't know how you do it. I usually try to separate out a lot of my layers just in case I don't like something, and then I come back and I'll merge those layers into one. I have a buddy, he likes to color on the same layer and then stack that same, like, different layers on top of it. I shouldn't say layers on top of it. He keeps the same layer and he just colors on the same layer and he blends everything together on the same layer. So that's how he does it. Me personally, I just do it as separate layers. I'm gonna try a few things here, and this is almost gonna be like light techniques in a sense, because it's gonna give it a little bit of light because I'm brightening up parts of it, right? So like that part right there, I can kind of tell, but I kind of can't tell. Let me make it a little bit smaller. I think to stay within the layer too, I'm gonna do this so I don't just go outside the layer. How does it? So I haven't decided yet if it's like a pass. So it might not even be a passive because in Monquest, Mons have abilities and they always cost something, right? So we'll just use Xenodermis here. So like they always have like almost like a mana pool and their abilities always cost something. So to use Xenodermis's Dust Tornado to destroy one equipment card, it cost him 2 from its attribute pool to use that ability. So you can run out of this attribute pool and that's what really kind of screws it over. Some of them will have passive abilities, but it depends what it is, right? Um, there are going to be mons that are immune to some uh, statuses. So like one might be immune to poison, but it doesn't mean it's immune to everything. Stuff like that might be passive. But I haven't really made abilities that are passive on them themselves, right? Because I made it so far where everything costs you something. Big, little, it costs you something. And it's all based on level. So because Nywind is level 65, it has a pool of anywhere from 6 to 8, right? But how much does it cost? I laid that out too. So it can cost them anywhere from 1 to 2 per its abilities. Stats are also affected by class. Nywind's a warrior, so it's got higher attack but lower defense and a kind of balanced HP with its attack, right? I do a bunch of layers, a little rough sketch, line flats, shades, tones, highlighted, and then maybe I might even add effects. Okay, yeah, okay, so you do it a little bit different too. We all have our little bit of different things when it comes to art and trying to design assets and stuff like that, you know? It's all different. We all have our specific ways we do it. Okay, so I'm gonna do this brown layer. I'm gonna go back to this layer. I don't remember what I did there. I think I accidentally copied the... Oh yeah, I wanted to see something. Control D. So it doesn't look as good without the line layer, right? I think the line layer is actually very important. And what I did do here, I screwed up on it, is I merged this. I don't want to do that. So I'm going to take that out. Oh wait, maybe I didn't. No, that is. But how did I don't understand that. How's this the... Okay, I guess it don't matter. I don't know how it made that, but anyhow, we'll go back W. Control D. Okay, we're going to come here. I have one card that slows the attacker when it hits by melee attacks. Okay. See, and that's kind of cool because that's its own little ability in a sense, right? Which you might have other ones, but that's its own little thing. And that stuff's cool because you really get your brain thinking of like, what else can I do with these other cards? That's kind of where I am. Like when I got to this one, I was like, oh, what can I do with this card? I could use this to like paralyze it or something or stop it. It might even have its own ability where it could just stop them on, but I don't want to break it. So that's where, that's why I have the system implemented where it costs attribute points, right? If you like it. A dark brown. All right, let me try that. So I'm going to copy this layer. I'm going to move this line layer back. Okay, we're going to hide that layer. Whoops, my layer's off. Kind of missing. See that little black speck there I'm missing? I'm slightly off. All right, let me... It's just a hair off. I think that's close. All right, so I'm gonna... Nope, that's not close. All right, hold on. Okay, let's just hide that layer really quick. Okay, I'm gonna take this layer. I almost feel like it's dead on, but it's not. So what I need to... I'm gonna go Control T. So I have a few little specks I can see in there that it's just slightly... I think it'll be fine. I just noticed this. We're going to go back to my brush tool. I'm going to flip this around. I'm going to take that. And then I'm going to go to this color layer. I'm going to lower it. We're going to go Just 9 so I can get enough in there. See this, I'm a very picky about this because this will bug me. I'm just very like these little specks that I see. I'm gonna do the brown that you were saying. Just getting in my zone of, oh hey, I see these little specks of brown I don't want in there. Personally, me, I'm very, I mean, you probably won't even see it on a card, but for me, it's just something I'm meticulous about it. Right in the eyes. Cool. Oh, that's going outside the line a little bit. Like I said, this doesn't have to be, probably should use a hard edge brush for this, but it's fine. And it's going to went outside a little bit, but that's okay. Oh, that one went a little too far. Let me just use a hard edge brush. I don't necessarily need my airbrush for this, right? Let me try these color brown ones. God, I'm so picky about this. I just like to be very meticulous. Like I said, though, you won't even see it on a card because the card will be small enough. You won't even you know, pixel peep in there on there. Okay, let me do that. A little bit here. Alright, so here we go. Okay, now let me try. You said dark brown line. I learned to be messy at first, but later go into detail before I would get caught up into the details too much. Yeah. Okay. I feel you there. Let me try the dark brown lines. I think, see that one's, it's not, I don't think it's too far off. What I'm going to do is try these dark brown lines. I think, let me try this so I don't have to, we're going to mask it on there. We're going to colorize it. Bring the saturation up. Maybe. There we go. Now let me see if I can try and get a dark brown of this. This might not work and I might actually have to color the line. I might actually have to color the line. So that's just going to take all the saturation out. Alright, let me actually color the line. The easiest way to do this, to make sure I have the whole, I gotta get every single one of these lines really quick. Whoops. Oh. I thought. Oh man, great. Well, this is a test line anyway, so let's just try this. Alright, so I'm just gonna do this. Bug me too much. That's too light. I'll try that. I'm just gonna bucket dump on the line. Now, kind of throws it off. I need to have to pick it. That's alright, we'll just pick the line. I'm just going to start here. And well, it kind of makes it a little messy. Well, you can't really tell, I guess. All right, let me go do it again. This is just for you to try out. We'll just see how it looks. We'll go. Makes it a little bit thicker. Okay. I kind of just don't like how it makes it too thick, but I like the dark brown. Okay, I gotta remember, there's gotta be another way. I'm just not thinking. Let me try this. Let me go back to this. Hold on. We're going to colorize it. Use the saturation, maybe. I think that is... No, it's still like a black, right? I have to increase... The thing is, I have to increase... See, I almost have to increase it. Why is it not doing it now? Oh, I know why. Because I made a mistake here. Now, there we go. Okay. Colorize. Don't want too much. Oh, there we go. It's getting closer. But if I increase the saturation, right, it gets a little too bright. But if I just bring it down, kind of right in there, it sucks is you have to. It still has that black, but kind of dark brown, right? Clip masking it pretty fast, changes colors and shading that way. Yeah. Let me try. I haven't clip masked in so long. Okay, I forgot. I have to select the whole thing though, right? Yeah. Oh yeah. The only problem I have there is I have to select all of this. There we go. Okay, now. Whoops. I don't remember. Now I gotta remember how to do this. You probably remember how. I haven't done it in clip masking in a while. Because I know I clip masked the lines right there. I think I have to put it over it though. Okay. I just gotta remember how to do this. I haven't clip masked in ages. Oh, it crashed. Ah, joke's on me. That's funny. Alright. Was not expecting that. That was cool. Not really, but Oh no, where's he at? Dun, dun, dun. I think he's under. Where's the folder? That was cool. uh, that's right. Okay. Dude, I haven't clip masked in so long. The last time I did clip masking was in a class, but it was for actual photos. Oh God. Um, where's the folder? Well, oh, there it is. I think it was under here. Yikes. Yeah. Good thing for cloud saves. Alright. I'll come back and clip mask it. Let me... Well, here it is right here. All I want really is the line art. I'm pretty sure. Whoops. Ooh, I have to redo all those little edges again. Mask. Oh, there we go. Now I got a clip mask. I gotta use them all the time. Okay. I know I clip masked that, but it just looks a little weird because I'm just trying to do the line. Right. Dude, I really have to go back and remember clip masking. It's weird as it like when you do it on the iPad, it pretty much does it for you. I mean, I have a clip mask right here. I just can't remember. If I remember right, if I take it out. Oh, there we go. Except for this looks a little weird. I don't know if I want his eye with it with the clip mask on. That kind of gives it a dark brown already because I have to feather it. But when I feather it all the way out, okay, I see now. Just try to remember. It's been so long since I've done a clip mask, it's insane. It's crazy what you don't do for a long time. I know it's not in there. I think I have to actually color over it, right? Because I know when I remember black, or it's either black hides, true it, blend it. I think I actually have to do it with the pen, right? I can't remember. It's been so long. Like, because black, I'm just trying to remember on this. I have to look it up again because I don't remember. It's so long. Okay, it's not that. Dang, it's hot in my room. I know if I feather it, it'll give me that look. have to. Oh, I thought. I'm trying to remember how you get to the. Is it right here? Is it? I can't remember, man. Dude, it's been so long trying to clip mask. Okay, I gotta remember this. I have books with it. There we go. We'll go back and reference a book from school. Oh, let's see. Because I only used it when I did a photo. I didn't use it for anything else before. Let's see. Retouching. See exactly what I'm trying to remember. I'm pretty sure it's this one here. It is. Oh, here it is. Okay. Let's see. There it is. Selecting and masking. Okay, I gotta remember exactly how you do this. Yeah, I don't use it as much because I only used it for photos. In the class I took, we mainly used it for photos to put, you know, things inside of it, so we clip mask them, so we could have the other image inside of it acting as like a texture for it, you know. So that's the only reason I used it, and then I didn't use it ever after that, which was probably not a smart idea not to continue doing it. I know you got a brush, and then if you feather, right, you do certain things of feathering it. Okay, here we go. I think part of the thing is I probably need to select the whole entire thing. That would be my guess. Because you can feather off the edges when you clip mask it, and it will blend in more. Okay, here we go. Yeah, here we go. Clip masking right here. Color range. Okay, yes, and I'm on the right path. I just don't remember. Is it, I can't, okay, so is it just the line I gotta clip mask? I don't remember, or it's the whole thing, right? I gotta clip mask the whole image itself. I might have to do that afterwards to do the line art. Maybe. Yeah, okay, so I'm in the right vicinity. I mean, right here I have it clip mask. If I unfeather it, right, I have it clip mask. It's just a line art that's clip mask. But if I bring it up, it kind of almost gives it that dark edge already that we were looking for, a dark brown edge. But it's like a gray, right? But now I can't remember if you have to take the actual brush on it. I just remember like stuff like white hides and the whole layer. Okay, so I have the whole line layer taken. But I think I have to take the color layer too, right? So I basically have to merge them. And then do it. I can already see the cool little dark brown layer, but it kind of hides a little bit. I thought it was in color range, but... Grayscale, black. Yeah, I haven't used it in ages, man. Midtones. Because I know black, what is it? Black hides white shows, something like that, right? I use it all the time when I'm shading so when I shade it, I create a clipping mask over it. I haven't used it in forever. I know I'm already in the right area though, because I have a clipping mask right now on just the lines. See, it's clip mask right there. But okay. Yes, I gotta just play with it because I don't remember. I just don't remember how to change the color. Oh, here we go. Dude, I haven't done this in so long for clip masking. I just gotta remember. I just remember, like I said, using it to create like a texture, and then I'd also use it to put it, like take a piece and hide it. Bring the feathering up really helps. I probably don't want it all the way up. Yeah, that's looking better. Definitely need some feathering on it, right? Okay, let's see. Now I just gotta remember, I think it's a hue. Is it a hue and saturation layer? Maybe it is. You blend it though, you said. I just don't remember. I do that just straight to black again. I don't think that's it. I know I do it when I shade. I create a clipping mask. But like I said, I do it on my tablet sometimes, so it just automatically does it, essentially. And I know it's black. See, that won't do anything because it's not going to show what I need. Oh man, I just gotta remember. I hit select a mask. Object aware. Color aware. Just gotta remember. Oh, you like doing odd things? Okay. Yeah, I just don't remember. The only time I really use it, because it's easy, is just putting a hue and saturation layer over the separate layer. I mean, clipping it right now automatically just kind of gave it that almost brown look. Let me try this though. I think I have to merge them together. I'll do that so I can. Then I'll go W. Because I can clip mask it from here, right? But of course it's going to take them out. There you go. I think that's only going to hit the outside though. That was a clip mask right there. But I guess the hard part is it's the line itself that I didn't turn brown before that. That might be the tricky part. Is I didn't turn the line brown. It's like that whole black line, right? Maybe I do it from here. Let's see. So maybe I take all that and then I clip mask it. Nope, because I take. Let me try to invert it. Yeah, see, and I only used it the one time in class. And it was in Photoshop class, and it was like understanding the basic fundamentals, but I stopped using it. I probably shouldn't have. That's where I kind of screwed myself. I think part of my problem though is that it's the whole line. So like if I had them merged, right, then I think part of it is just the tiny little lines I got that I'm kind of throwing myself off too. That's okay. I'll keep going and figure it out from there once I get further in. I'll go look at clip masking again. I get content aware fill. So I could fill just the color in right there, right? Let's see what happens. Yeah, dude, there's stuff I don't even remember. Like, there's some images I have created. It was a lot more of like not drawing I did it with per se, but I remember we had to use clipping masks when doing like 3D, and then you had, you gotta fit it to the mesh and then make a 2D model in Photoshop, and then you take that 2D model and then you apply your whatever you want over it, but you gotta have a clipping mask sometimes, depending what it is. I'm just gonna see what happens here. It'll work too. I'll see what happens from here. I'll come back into it. But what I wanted to do, yeah, I don't even remember half. I have a whole book of notes. I'm just like, wait, how do you do it? I was trying a lighter brown, I think. I think this is what I was gonna try, but let's see. It might be too. What the heck? Just what I did there. I think that's the same brown though. That's darker. It's a little lighter. Ooh. No, maybe it wasn't the same brown. So I'm just using this puddle, this mud. I'll try that. Dang. Well, have a good one, buddy. I'll drop by one of your streams again sometime when I see you on. Oh man, now I gotta go back and figure out clip masks. Been a minute. That's okay. Okay, so that brown, it's a little too light for what I'm trying to figure out here. So I'm gonna grab. I need a brown. I'm gonna try this brown. Thank you. I appreciate you. Go back to the brush tool. This might be too. Alright, see, that's too. I'm getting closer to what I want. But I think I'm just going to stick with this color, and I'm going to bring it up to be lighter. Let's see now. Oh, I'm doing it on my color layer. I don't want to do that. So let me flip this around. Get my color picker tool again. And make sure I don't have it be for my brush again. Alright, so we'll color that in. Then we'll go back. It was on this layer. Now that's my regular line layer. Oh man, that's right. I gotta fix that. I'll come back to these eyes. No, oh, I screwed that up. Naughty, naughty, mister. Let's go here. I think I had it in the mouth too. Control S. We're going to save my work there. Okay, now I was trying to remember how to clip mask. I can't. I mean, I'm on the. I mean, I'm doing it right, but I just can't remember how you use the rest of it because I haven't used it in ages, man. Oh god, the last time I used a clip mask was like 2018. But I probably should go back and learn to use clip masks again because I'm masking it, right? So like this is a mask right here. This gradient fill on the eye is a mask. That's a mask. Because I could feather it. I could do all kinds of things. But it's just changing the color where I'm making the boo-boo. Alright, so... Oh, see, I'm on the clipping mask, so what I messed up there is it's going to pick it up as black because I'm on the clipping mask. I'm going to try it brown. Take it off 4-5. We're going to go to, and we're going to go to air brush. Cool. We're going to try that. Right? And I do not want to hit a 500. It's too much. Maybe 20. Zoom it in. Oh my goodness. Scoot this chair in. Okay, now I really got to go back and remember clip masks, man. Makes you feel weird when you don't remember how to do a clip mask. Oh yeah. I want to keep everything contained within here, right? Oh, Control D. I'm on the wrong layer. There we go. Now I think, unless I have to invert it, we'll find out. If I have to invert it, then I'll invert it, but nope. See, I'm going to see what this brown looks like. This might be too light. I think that's too light for what I'm trying to go for. So I'm trying to make it look like he's got the mud coming off of him. Not really the mud coming off. What I'm trying to shoot for here is I'm getting too... Okay, let me go on the brown. And I'm trying not to get too orangey, right? I'm gonna try that. I think if we come off, there's like edges right here, if we can get the color right. I think on this one I might have to do, yeah, see, there we go. So I like how that brown looks, okay? So I'm gonna save that. I like how this brown, it feels like a highlight, right? And I kind of like that. Because I will come in with some highlights, but I want the brown to feel like it's there, but it's not, like, I want it to kind of blend in a little bit. And this brown is kind of blends in slightly, see that? See, I like how this brown is like, and I'm gonna do other things with it, but this brown, ooh, it's not gonna go within. I'm gonna have to just do this lightly, right? Just gonna have to come in, start hitting these little parts on it. I think I'm gonna do his hand right here. except for I'm on the outside. I'm gonna hit the hand right here a little bit. That brown. And what I'll do is I'm gonna come in with some darker browns. And the eye, we'll give this idea I have in a minute. Oops. Ah! Right off the mouth. I'm going to lower this down. Maybe 15. This is what I was looking for, where it kind of... I'm just going to blend it in a little bit, right? When I get to that point, I'm going to... Oops. I'm going to take some of that out because I don't want that anything. Ooh. How's it erasing? Oh, because the line art. Ah, I messed up. I made a big mistake there, guys. Well, I made a big old mistake. Good thing. Copy the line layer again. Okay. I put that on the wrong layer. We're just going to delete that out. Making a big mistake there and putting it on the wrong layer. Actually, what I can do is I'm going to hide these. I'm just going to do this again. Drop it above. All I got to do is Control E. And I'm okay. Cool. We're set now. Hide that layer. Now, I'm okay. Now it's this layer. That was a bad mistake on my part. Dang. Alright, you know what? I might come back to save this now because now I have to do this again. Okay. There we go. We're getting back somewhere now. Now, this isn't like a shading layer. What I'm trying to do is just use colors to like blend things a little more to make them look more muddy than what they are, right? So that's what I'm trying to do. So, all right, so all right, now, so you guys see what I'm doing here now? I'm taking these colors, right? I'm just kind of making this lighter brown. And it's kind of just acting as another texture to give me this mud kind of feeling. There's a little bit of a hiccup here. Not really a hiccup, but I don't want to go. Oops. See, I see it. I'm gonna have to make my pencil small. Oh, I went inside. There we go. Cool. Now I'm getting somewhere. Brush tool. And all I'm gonna do is just hit this up. I'm not gonna try to hit the whole thing. I'm just gonna kind of come about halfway, right? I do think I have to come up pretty high on this one. But you can start to see it's kind of pushing it forward a little more, giving a little more depth, but also I'm trying to hit these like brown layers that I have an idea for. I'm gonna try something else. I'm gonna flip this, Control S, save my work. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna grab color picker tool again, grab this. This time we're gonna make this tone darker. Now I'm gonna come back with my brush tool. And I'm gonna hit a little bit of a dark tone in there, but I'm gonna, oh, messed up again because I put on the wrong layer. Bet I did, didn't I? He does have it on there. That's an easy fix. I'm trying not to put it on this layer, which I made the mistake of doing that. But that's an easy fix. Okay. I said I'm a stickler for... Yep. It's got it right there. I just don't want to... I just want this to stay my base color. But I just don't want to mess... If I mess up, I don't want to have to, like, redo the colors again. So let me put this back on. Add another layer. Then we're going to make it that dark brown layer. Okay, now this layer is also going to go over underneath the lighter layer, right? So this is going to be more like... This might not work with that. Well, it kind of does. I can try that. We'll see what happens here. I'm only gonna like place this in some notches, not all. I think this is working the way. Yeah, see that how it's okay. That now I'm getting where I want it to be. Okay, so I think I'm gonna stop here tonight, guys, and I'm gonna come back, and we'll come back and do this again. It's mud or little mud, right? Oni called it little mud. We'll come back to it. I'm gonna stop right here. I'm gonna call it a night, and I'll be back, guys. So I thank everybody who came out, who chatted with me, and see you guys later. I appreciate you coming out.